Yeah, buddy. Woo! Lightweight. Pop, pop. Having little needs and wants, being low maintenance, being good and virtuous does not make you attractive. You have made so many sacrifices. You have done so much for people, yet they do not value you much. Maybe you haven't heard this in a while, but I'm proud of you, man. Are you frustrated and resentful? You don't get anything back from giving, from being so kind and not needy. Why don't you stop giving then? Are you a loving, kind, virtuous person, and that's why you can't help yourself but to give yourself away and get hurt by it? I disagree. I think the only reason why somebody would get hurt from giving is because they expect something back, subconsciously maybe. This might cause many to click off, but it's not a virtue to have little needs and wants. I'm gonna talk about one of the nice guy tropes, how childhood abandonment trauma and this lie that being needless will bring you love and make you valuable has conducted so many young men's lives, and it absolutely tears them apart. Tending to your own needs and putting yourself first is one of the most attractive and virtuous things you can do. A few years back, I was what you would call a nice guy. I injected myself into all situations to feel useful. I threw away everything. I gave everything away to people, my time and capacity. I was always there to listen to them, to give advice to people when I was nothing of substance myself. I was exploited by women for attention. I would listen to all their problems thinking that would make me attractive. Well, they'll just pour their emotional baggage onto me and bounce, and then come back when they have more baggage to leave. It's easy to hate the world for exploiting nice guys, but isn't it our fault? We chose to give. If there was 2 vending machines and one didn't cost any money to get the products from, where are we gonna take from? The free one, and we're gonna keep taking non-stop until it's empty. That's what the nice guy does. The nice guy doesn't prioritize its own needs and its own wants, and that's why it is constantly taken from. Because people make decisions out of self-interest, and unfortunately we do not rest in their priorities. You offer yourself pointlessly and desire to be valuable. You think tending to other people's needs means they are obligated to tend to yours. It is not a virtue to have little needs and wants. Behind the facade, all nice guys are incredibly needy. However, they demand their needs in indirect ways, and one who is more transparent with their needs is way more pleasurable to be around. Needs are fundamentally human nature. If you try to suppress your needs, you're going to outburst in stupid ways. You're going to become a whiny, irritating, childish, passive-aggressive twat. You're going to be resentful and really cringe. And that's why you have no genuine relationships. That's why you're not getting what you think you deserve. This needless mentality stemmed from when we were younger. When we had the most needs, we felt the most abandoned. Therefore, over time, we believed that it was our needs that drove people away. Then we came up with a solution. If we eliminate all our needs, people will come. No one will abandon us. We'll be loved and valued. If your frustration with someone accumulates over time, you have frequent outbursts. You become passive-aggressive. You guilt-trip them and yet you keep going back to them. Chances are you are a typical nice guy, and trust me, brother, it's nothing to be proud of. All the sacrifices you've made, its weight and significance are most of the time only in your head. Is it really worth it? Shouldn't you be maximizing the gain of your tribe, the people who truly love and really care for you? The only way you can improve their quality of life is not to perpetually serve them, but to increase your own value. Imagine if you're a high value person, competent, intelligent, attractive. Imagine how they would feel next to you, knowing you're there for them. You feel valuable, and guess what? You actually love and respect yourself. If you're sick and tired of habitually giving and covertly expecting things in return, how we can change that is spending a few months putting yourself first at all times, no matter what. You can start with a week. Hell, you can even start with a day or a weekend. Pay attention to your initial anxiety when you prioritize yourself first. You're afraid of them leaving you. You're afraid of being alone, because when you have demands, when you have requirements, people don't want to deal with that, right? So they're gonna bounce. It's scary. It's very scary. Pay close attention to your tendencies and how you react. How will you act when it is guaranteed that no matter how useful or needless you are, it doesn't change how people see you at all? You can also try to consciously caretake more than you already do. Caretaking is like you're always there to offer advice. You're always giving yourself selflessly. You're always injecting yourself into the drama or the situation because you think your input would help them bring things together. Do it deliberately this time. Go even further, just to see how you feel and how people react to you. Give on purpose and actively look for opportunities to give for no reason, and see how you feel about it. Then ask yourself, why do you do this? Is it really to make them happy? And why do you want to make them happy? If you're gonna say that making someone happy makes you happy, really think about that. Why does it make you happy? And does it really make you happy? If you wish to change, prioritizing yourself for a while is absolutely necessary, and probably the only way to change. Being a nice guy, you might have some people that would start to villainize you for prioritizing yourself. There might be some monsters who benefit from you giving everything away, so they'll try to keep you weak, but you're stronger than that. Don't let their words get to you. You deserve to have needs. You deserve to have demands. There's nothing wrong with you. If you want to learn more about eradicating this nice guy mentality, you can pick up this book. Pretty good book. Nobody is coming to save you. You're not gonna stumble onto an anime girl's titties one day and she's gonna pull you you out of your misery and just gonna actually value and care for you. Unfortunately, in this world, love is conditional. You have to have redeeming factors. You need to have reasons to be desired for. You need to have value before people start to reciprocate. Putting yourself first makes your intentions clear and makes you more trustworthy. It's needed if you want to feel fully alive, experience intimacy and love. When you finally take responsibility for your own needs and make them a priority, people around you only benefit more. No more passive aggressiveness, no more manipulation, no more resentment spilling through your actions, the guessing game and the anger outbursts, none of that. Being nice does not make you attractive. Being nice does not directly mean that people will want you around. I'm not demonizing being nice, but if your deep-rooted reasoning for being nice, selfless and needless is to be favored by others, or because you're afraid people will abandon you for having demands and requirements, you're going to tear yourself apart and probably end up even more abandoned. You're going to be very confused, shut yourself off, try to become more positive, go back out there, be nice again, be trampled on, and then run back home because you're expecting them to treat you well just because you treat them well. That's not how it works, man. You'll slowly spiral into despair. Too many times we see people who aren't as giving as us, as virtuous as us, as nice as us, and yet they get everything they want. They get everything we want. Attract the people we want. Having lesser needs does not make you a better person or even a more valuable person to have around. You'll simply become a better tool. People will start to exploit you for your selfless attention. You'll be milked for your time and capacity to boost other people's comfort level. And worst of all, you're easily replaceable. Man, there's so many things I missed out on growing up, trying to be needless, trying to be the nice guy because of this lie we were sold. I thought somebody was eventually going to see my inner kindness, my virtuousness, and value me for that and appreciate me for trying so hard. Back then, all I really needed was somebody to hug me and tell me they are proud of me for trying so hard, for giving myself away so much, for being so selfless. But nobody ever came. Nobody. I had to dig myself out of that hole and fight for my needs and wants. Even though that sounds selfish, but that's what life is about. Being selfish brings you so much more fulfillment and meaning, and it makes life so much more eventful. You're so much more grateful, and everything is so much more exciting. We don't deserve this. We deserve a great life too. We deserve to be valuable and loved, even with all our needs. You have to be self-assured. You have to respect yourself in order to become valuable. Take the fears, the regret, the anger to the chin. We can change this. Who do you respect or admire in your life? Do they have needs? Absolutely. Do they act like you? Hell no. Yet they are more desirable, valuable than you are. It's time we take what's ours. Of course, we still remain kind while prioritizing ourselves. We will still minimize the damage done to others while being selfish. Let's fight for what we deserve. To a better world.